Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Well, if you need a solution to a complex societal problem, then look no further. Confide your trust and find a solution in anyone, literally anyone, who doesn't have a D next to their name. Because one thing's for certain, one thing you could take to the bank, one thing you could basically gamble your entire net worth on and not even lose a night of sleep, will not be able to solve the problem. Remember maybe a month ago that infamous Lori Lightfoot clip, her new genius idea to curb crime, to stop criminals from robbing street vendors on the streets of Chicago. Her genius plan was the elimination of cash.
A lot of rhetoric here, a lot of sound bites, but not a lot of concrete solutions on how we get the job done and make our residents and our workers safe. We're doing it every single day.
I think the follow-up is, and your solution is?
I just explained it. We have been in Little Village working with those street vendors, understanding what the nature of the crime is, making sure that we're doing things in concert with them to help them make sure that their money is secure, not use money, if at all possible, using other forms of transactions to take care of themselves.
Yes, of course, the problem isn't that police officers are metaphorically handcuffed. The problem isn't criminals are roaming gangs of thugs preying on innocent civilians. The problem is the existence of paper money. Eliminate paper money, and all of a sudden, overnight, society turns into a beautiful utopia. This right here is why Democrats cannot solve problems and especially will never solve the crime crisis that's currently plaguing American cities. Well, that was example number one. Now we have example number two coming out of Washington, D.C. with Mayor Muriel Bowser, another very interesting character with a long history of absolutely terrible policy. Well, as you all know, Washington, D.C. has become a cesspool for degenerate behavior and again, roaming criminals and roaming gangs. It's one of the carjacking capitals of the world. And Washington, D.C., Democrat Mayor Muriel Bowser has the solution. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so take a look at this headline from the Daily Wire. Free steering wheel locks, DC's latest handout. I went to the nation's capital, and all I got was this lousy steering wheel lock. Washington, D.C.'s had a bit of a problem with carjackings over the last 5 years, and that trend has continued into 2023. To help prevent the problem, Democratic Mayor Muriel Bowser announced that Hyundai and Kia have donated 1,000 steering wheel locks that are free on a first-come, first-served basis for any D.C. resident who drives a 2011 to 2021 model car made by those companies.
Wow.
Wow, well there you got it. Criminals BTFO. That's true, real Democratic leadership. That's how you get the job done, you GOP fascist dummies. Wow, so stunning and brave, so progressive. What it really is yet again another absolutely embarrassing moment, showing us representing the total void of real leadership in Democrat cities. DC Mayor Muriel Bowser is trying to get some sort of PR win on this one. Beginning Friday, February 24th, DC residents who own a 2011 to 2021 Kia or Hyundai can pick up a free steering wheel lock from the DC Police Department station. Wow, so incredible. But this isn't the win that she thinks it is. It's actually a representation of her lack of really getting anything done, to the extent that Korean car manufacturers have to step in and start giving away steering wheel locks to residents in DC because carjacking has become such an incredible phenomenon, mostly targeting Kias and Hyundais. As we've covered previously as well, that's become the new trendy thing with criminals. I've showed you guys previously all the reporting on the Minnesota Kia boys, and that phenomenon has extended to multiple surrounding states in the area. And it's become such a plague in Democrat cities and an issue that isn't seeing any improvement at all for the last 5 years. Heading into 2023, once again, carjackings hitting an all-time high. The Democrat track record is a track record of inaction, and so the car manufacturers have to step in themselves because they're the ones who are dealing with constant insurance claims, damaged vehicles after young thugs take the cars for joyrides and just leave them on the streets abandoned, in many cases without a catalytic converter, without rims and wheels. Mayor Muriel Bowser Bowser wants to let you know that she's really doing something to curb crime, but really, it's a bogus Band-Aid fix and she's not really doing anything. She's just the messenger. I've said it before and I will say it again, it's time to get out of Democrat cities. It keeps getting worse and worse, and the Democrat leadership response, or lack of leadership response, is getting more and more insane by the day. It's like a one-upsmanship battle of who can be the most woke or the most progressive, and the results are beginning to be catastrophic. Let's go back to Chicago, for instance. You guys might not be aware of this, but the Chicago O'Hare International Airport is currently facing an invasion of homeless people. Portland, Oregon's another great example, of course. Even the Associated Press is reporting that Oregon is becoming a hotbed of extremism and seeking to curb paramilitaries, but the Antifa extremism problem in the city is just one of the issues. Sites like this, for instance, are an everyday occurrence in the left-wing progressive city. You know, just a junkie casually smoking fentanyl on the bus. Nothing to see here. Nobody seems to care. Authorities don't seem to care. You get a free pass to do whatever you want whenever you want to do it. These cities are falling apart, collapsing, and the contrast could not be more clear. Now, it takes a long time to see the real end result of these kinds of policies, but we're going to see it. I mean, Democrats have only really taken this ultra-progressive stance over the last maybe 5-6 years. It started during the Obama days, of course, but really it's started to accelerate most recently. We haven't even begun to see the true results of the anti-policing policies from left-wing Democrat cities, while Republican states with more red-leaning cities like Florida, for instance, are going a completely different path. Ron DeSantis kicks off a pro-police tour in Democrat-run cities as White House rumors swirl. Video shows Ron DeSantis supporting police and denouncing the woke agenda in New York. He visited New York, Chicago, and one other city, I'm not sure which. His goal wasn't just to promote pro-police policies during a tour in Democrat cities, it was actually a recruitment drive. More than 600 police officers from other states respond to Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' relocation offer. He's offering police officers from woke Democrat cities jobs in Florida where they're actually going to be able to do their job and be respected by the government and the community. So we're seeing the contrast and we're seeing the experiment on a day-to-day basis. Florida is pursuing tough-on-crime policies, protecting and policing communities, recruiting new police officers not only within its own state borders, but from other woke Democrat states as well. And so what do you think the result's going to be here? Democrat cities are going to continue going the same route that they are, becoming criminal, gang-infested hotspots. Meanwhile, I could pretty much guarantee you the state of Florida is going to continue to make strides and improvements, becoming safer and safer as each and every year goes by. Because you have a Republican leadership actually tackling the issue head on. Are they going to eliminate crime entirely? Of course not. You can never do that, but at least they're going to police it. At least they're going to be putting a dent in the problem and putting criminals where they belong, in jail, in prison rather. Meanwhile, Democrats are pursuing policies like the elimination of cash as a solution to stop armed robbery, and relying on car manufacturers to give people free steering wheel locks as a solution to an epidemic of carjackings. It's absolutely stupid. It's not going to work. It's not going to solve the problem. They're enabling criminals. They're ending cash bail. They're putting violent felons back on the streets. They're prioritizing everybody except for law-abiding citizens, kind of similar to their gun policies, in fact. And so the question is, who's going to end up winning the race? I'm putting my money on Republican states and Republican leaders like Florida Ron DeSantis offering actual solutions rather than the insane, indefensible nonsense that we're seeing from people like Mayor Lori Lightfoot and DC Mayor Muriel Bowser. Of course, time will tell. It takes a time for this kind of thing to materialize, but I have a pretty strong feeling, I'm pretty confident my prediction's going to be accurate. That's what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and hopefully subscribe to the channel if you guys are up for it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.